Here we go again, huh? I'm glad you're back. I'm Deacon Pete, and we're going to sail on down the river of life and see what we can see to help us become the people we were meant to be. The people that this strange, greater intelligence, this greater strength, the one that determined when and where and what gender and all of these things determined for us in this life. Okay? And we got those things, those dimensions. We got gender, we got all our physical attributes, we got the time we were born, we got the place we we're born, and all of these things. Well, this greater strength has more to give us. Not many people in our midst live lives that are ecstatic, you know? Most people globally, as a matter of fact, most people around the globe live miserable lives. Most of us in the United States don't live miserably. Some do, but most of us, though, in the United States live lives that are not too bad, not too sad. They're acceptable. They're kind of routine, almost boring. We can stomach them. We can get through life. But remember what I said. Life is not about just completing life. Life is about fulfilling itself. You have to fulfill your life. I'm Deacon Pete. I'm a retired military engineer and former deputy sheriff. I'm an author. I'm a pilot. I'm also a chainsaw carver. I'm a husband, a father, grandfather, and godfather. I've been an ordained preacher for over 20 years. This channel is intended to help folks from living a senseless, meaningless life that's going nowhere. I want to give people hope for living a fulfilled life. I call my approach the promise in the profane. And that's a different approach. And that approach gives you a life that, my goodness, is more than routine. It is a life worth living. We are happy when we feel valued, right? We are happy when we are valued. When people know and tell us that we are valuable, then we are happy. People who live routine lives without being told how valuable they are suffer from a lack of self-worth, just by definition. Nobody's told them, hey, you're worth something, right? And so these people who live routine lives don't feel valuable. They don't feel, they have no sense of self-worth. How do you gain a sense of self-worth? I'm glad you asked. We have to do what I've been talking about last time, is to ponder. We have to get on that bank and dry dock our boat, back away from the ebb and flow of the river, get out of it, get away from the cell phones and noise and the text message and all that stuff, get away from things and examine the side of the river that has the life. And that is that spiritual, ethereal side. This is where we get our sense of self-worth. Because only the one who has given us this greater strength that has given us everything we have, which is our personhood. You know, where we were born, when we were born, what gender we were born with, what race we were born in, and all of these things. The thing that determined that, more sentient than we are, has more things to give us. More things. This is the one that can validate your self-worth. This is the one that can let you know how valuable you are. Your situation was put in place. The wheels were greased through other people, your mom and dad specifically, and the people that helped them along and got them together and encouraged them. Okay, you came along as a result of the actions of other people. Well, your increase in humanity, your development, your fulfillment lies in the hands of other people too. Now, and this is something we don't realize much. There are people in your life, and tell me I'm wrong if this is not true. The people in your life that make you feel valuable, that give you a sense of worth, okay, that make you see your self-worth. These are people that through some invisible way that's on that mystical side of the river impact your life positively. They are people that encourage you. They offer comfort. They offer support to you. They offer you life options. They like you overtly. They love you demonstrably. They share similar hardships or pain. This is a good one. They rejoice in your success. They're not envious. And they're present to you. They're available. They're there. Okay? These are the type of people that as you experience their presence and their just their humanity, you are humanized because your self-worth is validated. You are valuable. Okay. The others don't do so well. There are other people that discourage you. They hate you. They rage against you. They may just not care about you. Those people that give you ultimatums or else. Those that give you, that disdain you and your values. Those that are arrogant. They hold themselves above you and talk condescendingly to you. Those who are envious of your success. Now, just because you live amongst some of these creepy people doesn't mean that you are going to be dehumanized, right? Because many people have lived in dehumanizing situations, like the Nazi death camps, and have actually allowed the greater strength of God to fill them and make them better humans in spite of their the conditions of the physical bank. People like Anne Frank, Viktor Frankl, Maximilian Kolbe. When you ponder and this greater strength concept begins to sink in and make sense, you can begin to accept what I said before, that this greater strength, this cosmos, this God has a purpose for doing all this, including a purpose for you. But this God needs your free will to choose this determination of who you are, to co-determine, if you will, who you are becoming. Once you dry dock, you can accept the spiritual reality of that shore of life. And you begin to realize that in order to keep looking at that mystical shore of life, you need to be bigger than you are now. In fact, you need to be infinite. And you say, I can't be infinite. I'm just a person. I'm just a man. I'm just a woman. I'm just a human being. How can I be infinite? You can't be infinite. The greater strength, the cosmos in you, can instill you with infinity. But in order for that to happen, your free will has to want it. Your free will has to accept it. Your free will has to abdicate your will to it. It has to abdicate your will. More accurately, you have to make your will the same as the will of the greater strength. Aha, then purposes align. Then life makes sense. And everything you do, you automatically know it will fulfill you and will fulfill that course. Okay? And so this is life on just a physical bank. The more you can fix things, the more you can't. You can't solve all these problems trusting in nothing but the physical. The problem gets worse the more you fight it. A crummy life without spiritual aspects, without dwelling on that ethereal, mystical, invisible side, dooms you to never discovering who you are and who you are meant to be. This spiritual side can embolden you to humanize you. Your current stage of human development is not who you are going to be tomorrow. The greater strength, the one that gives you purpose, is never finished with you. God is infinite. God is infinite. God is infinite in time. God is infinite in power. And most importantly, God is infinite in love for you. Bear with me. We're going to look at many other things about the aspects of this greater strength we call God, who is the promise in the profane. God bless you. See you down the river.